Roberto Alcocer is the chef behind Valle, the Michelin-starred restaurant in Oceanside, California. He is a James Beard Award semifinalist and a defining voice in modern Mexican cuisine. With more than 25 years of experience cooking in Mexico, France, and Spain, Chef Roberto has built a career rooted in culture, discipline, and pushing standards forward. From building his acclaimed restaurant Malva in Valle de Guadalupe to earning a Michelin star at Valle, he has helped redefine what Mexican fine dining can look like at the highest level. Welcome to Wellness on the Rocks, Chef Roberto Alcocer.
Hey, this is the beginning. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You'll be there like that. You'll be there.
No, I appreciate that.
No.
But yeah, it's fun. I think everybody has their creative process, and some people are painters, some people are musicians. You know, there's cooks and chefs. People play with music. I'm creating with conversations.
Yeah.
And from working in restaurants, I started at 15 as a busboy at a Vietnamese restaurant in Massachusetts, to working my way up as a waiter in New York City, getting behind the bar, and I've been out in Southern California working at an Irish pub for 4 years. So I'm trying to, this has turned into my career, and I realized that there's so much that goes on behind the scenes here in restaurants and kitchens, and it's this cultural melting pot for so many of us. So I just thought it would be a cool idea to create this platform for, people who are giving their lives to the industry, because I didn't set out for this to be my sort of career, and it turns into it because I've realized you can really make a living when you give yourself back to this industry. So I appreciate you sitting down today and sort of letting me pick your brain and giving out wisdom to people who are coming up in the industry. So thank you.
No, thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming and all the way and taking the time, and of course, thank you for looking into what we do here in Valle and in being interested in my brain. So happy to share.
Thank you. So you were just doing some media stuff right before we got here. For someone like you you grew up in, I believe, Mexico City, and you went to university, you spent time in Europe cooking. We are kind of in this world right now where, we're transitioning into this media phase. Has that been a difficult switch for you to make?
No, because I think I have been evolving in the same time, right? I think we are from a generation that started with cassette, become a CD, and then become MP3 player, So the same thing has happened with my trade and how tools are being created and our waves, and you decide if you want to be part, take on, use them or no. At the end for me is, in order to stay present or important or I don't know, stay in business.
Yeah.
You need to keep the
innovation.
Way. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel the restaurant industry constantly evolves, and media or the way the dishes move and things like that, especially with you guys who are one of the top restaurants in California, Michelin star. You guys have to keep that mindset going of growth if you want to stay on top and keep that level of service and standard. Yeah, the restaurant industry is really interesting how there's so much culture that goes into our food and our service and everything like that. I want to tell you a quick story. I just want to ask your opinion on this. I was actually sitting at a bar last night, and I was talking to a couple next to me. They're about in their late 40s, early 50s. It was a Mexican couple. We were just talking about restaurants and everything, and they said, oh, there's this new Mexican restaurant we just tried out, and we went in and we said, oh, can I have this? The guy at the counter said, oh, we don't make that. Oh, can I get this? No, we don't make that. And the guy at the counter looked at them, and he kind of gave them a tap on the shoulder and said to them, hey, man, we make food for white people here. And the couple was kind of taken back by that comment.
Yeah.
And it got me kind of thinking about the culture of restaurants. I work at an Irish bar downtown in San Diego, Stell Public House. And what we do in this industry and the product that we sell to people, I think that in America, there is this Americanized version of culture that sometimes we sell with our food and drinks, in terms of Irish car bombs or, certain types of Mexican dishes that might be Americanized. Do you Is that ever? What do you think about that?
Well, that happened not only in the United States. I have lived in London. I have lived in Spain. I have lived in France.
Yeah.
I mean, in Mexico. And we tropicalize, or they tropicalize, every food for their market.
Gotcha.
So in Mexico, we tropicalize sushi. I mean, you can get a sushi with carne asada and melted cheese,
Huh.
you know?
Yeah.
And you can get a burger with Mexican ingredients in Mexico. And I think each country tropicalize the other cuisines in order to make it business, marketing. Here is the important thing, and restaurants and guests, diners, both have a responsibility, right? As restaurant, you have the responsibility, the obligation, the ethic to put out there as much information of what you sell, how you offer it, and what type of establishment you are. So the diner, when they book, they do a little research in order to know where they're going, you know? And it's like Valle. If you look for Valle, you will find out there on the website, on the social media, or Reddit, or wherever you want, enough information to know that it's a tasting menu, that it's 2 hours and change for seating, that is a seasonal restaurant, that is a contemporary Mexican restaurant, that is a chef-driven restaurant,
Yeah.
etc., etc. So as a diner, if you don't do the research, you book. Here in Valle, you need to prepay.
Okay.
So you prepay, you don't read it, but you come and you're expecting to order a la carte. Why is my fault as restaurant
Yeah.
not having a la carte and not having enchiladas because I'm Mexican? You know, it's like, I did my job as restaurant.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I guess that's interesting. Yeah, you got to understand what you're walking into. I will say this, though. I did come to visit you last week here at
Yes.
Valle, and I didn't tell anybody because I just wanted to see what it was like. I don't, I kind of like to get the real experience. And I found that, like, even though this is one of the nicest restaurants in Southern California, Michelin rating, incredible food, you have a bar menu
Yes.
that's affordable and approachable
Yes.
for people like me, which I loved.
So but at the end, this restaurant
Yeah.
is not to win accolades.
Yeah.
This restaurant is to make people happy. And the thing is, you don't go camping and bring a mosquito killer. And the thing is, I decide to open this restaurant in Oceanside, and it's like not wanting walk-ins from the beach, not wanting locals to come into my restaurant. So I have different type of experience here in the restaurant that you decide which one you want to live. And we put out there that we have a bar menu,
Yeah.
and we have a burger at the menu, right? And people is like, but this is a Mexican restaurant. Yeah, but I love burgers. and the thing is, I put the burger in the menu because a journalist poached my ego, because he asked me, hey, what's your favorite? I mean, if your last supper, choose one. And I say, I will have a burger and a really nice glass of wine. And he says, so I'm assuming you make good burgers. Dude, don't touch my ego. I was like, I make the best burger. And he was like, so why don't you have burgers in the menu? And I was like, because I'm a Mexican restaurant. And he was like, yeah, but why not in the bar? And you know what? I took the challenge, and I did an internal competition with the cooks, and to select the best burger, I choose people from the staff to judge. It was a blind tasting, and my burger won. And I swear it was straight. It was in this counter, 6 judges. We cook the burgers in the back. We send them with a toothpick and a number.
Wow.
They didn't know which one was, and my burger won. So the recipe that I made is in the bar, and since then, I do the burger from scratch. The only thing we don't do here is the cheese, because I don't have a freaking cow. Otherwise, I will be doing my own cheese.
Yeah.
But we make the bread, we grind the meat, etc., etc. And at the end, what I have, or the restaurant that I have, is a restaurant that I would like to go, you know? And that's why when people, for me, having the bar a la carte is also, you need to understand that I'm in Oceanside. There's only, well, right now there's 3 tasting menu restaurants. But when I opened, it was me and Matsu, right? There's not that many crowd here looking for tasting menu, so I needed to have also the option for those people to discover and lose the fear of stepping into a dining room. So my first uh, point is come to the bar, see what you like. If you like it, maybe you give me a shot with my tasting menu.
Nice. Yeah, tease them. Yeah, put that out there. It seems like you're very competitive, and to run a Michelin-starred restaurant, setting that standard at the absolute highest. I noticed that. That's what I noticed the first thing I walked in the door. From when I opened the door to my conversation with the hostess to sitting down at the bar, to meeting your general manager, everybody operates here at an elite level. I think sometimes as a diner, when I go into some of the fine dining restaurants downtown San Diego or other places, I oftentimes feel, not always, but sometimes that there is a level of pretentiousness sometimes, and that is not at all what I felt when I walked into
No,
here.
yes, I'm really competitive, but with myself, I wanna be better every day. I want to be the better version of me. And the thing I realized a couple months ago, actually, that I stopped taking melatonin to go to bed, I realized that when I did a really great day, not leaving anything behind, doing my run, doing my exercise, then being with my kids, then doing things at job, etc. I was like relaxed to go to bed. When I was not, if I skip my run, if I skip my kettlebell session, if I left something in the tray for next day, it's when I needed to take the melatonin.
Yeah.
And that's why I started. You know what? I'm gonna wake up earlier, and I'm gonna do my stuff. Like I'm gonna finish everything before going home. So, but it's again with me, and I think this is something I learned during pandemic. Seeing so many people passing away so young, and a lot of people with dreams and goals, and they were not able to fulfill it, and then that's it, and I there's too many things I want to achieve in this life, and so not enough time. So for me it was like, let's do it. And in the restaurant, I think being unique but being real, it's what makes us different. And for me, I don't want you to feel stiff if it's a Michelin star, right? I don't want you to make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Sometimes people call and ask for dress code. We're in Oceanside. I mean, the beach across the street is one of the best beaches to surf in the city, if it's not the best. Our local fauna is surfers, skaters, lowriders. How am I gonna ask you a dress code in Oceanside? Like jacket and long dress? Come as you are. I mean, just come dress.
T-shirt and shoes, please.
Yes. The finesse here comes from us to you. We are sourcing the best ingredients. We are applying the best techniques. We are giving the best service for you.
Yeah.
From you, we don't expect anything. Like, don't be dressed. Maybe don't even have the knowledge of the food, because I have ingredients that I'm pretty sure even a lot of Mexicans haven't tried. So from me will come the explanation about where we source, why we're putting in the menu, etc., to make you feel important, happy, to enjoy it. But I don't want you to feel like what I'm doing here, because it has happened to me sometimes when I go to 3 Michelin star restaurants that I'm like even uncomfortable. And I have dined in a lot of Michelin star restaurants, and sometimes I feel like, don't move, don't talk, don't
Yeah.
Can I touch, can I start eating, it's like, dude. And then the bill comes and bam, I'm like, I paid that much and I didn't even enjoy it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why here the idea is to make you feel comfortable.
I felt that walking in, and I did this thing where when I left the restaurant a week ago, last Wednesday night, I said to myself, I'm getting a chance to sit down in a Michelin star restaurant, one of the nicest in Southern California, with the top chef, Chef Roberto Alcocer. The way that I approach prepping for this podcast, my job, and my life in this week leading up to this episode, I'm going to try to operate at Michelin top level. And what I found is by doing that at the job, I'm a bartender. Not only am I a bartender, I basically am a cocktail waiter. I am a security guard, manager. We run the bar from open to close. And I found that like having that mindset, taking that mindset of I want to elevate myself and try to push myself to the top, it genuinely made a difference in the way that I approach my job, in the way that I approach my workouts, my attitude. And I think that that's such like an important thing for us individuals in this industry, no matter what level we're at or where we are, is to like always strive to be better. And with that comes a lot of failure.
Of course.
And it's like, if you can keep failing up, getting that feeling comfortable being uncomfortable is like part of the growth process.
It's okay to fail, but it's about learning about the failure and don't do it again. And this is something I always tell the staff, you know. You're going to break stuff. You're going to burn stuff. But learn from it. Don't do it again. If you're doing it again, you're not learning and we're not going anywhere. And it's okay to fail. The more fails you make, the more success you are. Because if you learn from them, of course, right?
Yeah.
Because you're getting more experience than the rest. Here, the mindset in the restaurant is really easy. And I come from Mexico. We are not American football fans. But here in the USA, it's a big thing. Super Bowl day, the country doesn't move, you know. So I learned that long time ago. I'm not even open on Sundays, thank God, because I won't be selling anything, you know. But so the mindset here is we every day play the Super Bowl. Yeah. We don't have off season, we don't have playoffs, we don't have regular seasons, we don't have no. And that's something in this level of restaurants that you need to understand. A lot of the people that comes every day comes for the first time. Every day, and maybe for the last time, because when you come to these type of establishments, a lot of people don't have the income to come that often, and a lot of them want to try new stuff. They want to market from your list. I went to Valle, yes,
Yeah.
but into the next one and into the next one. Maybe San Diego, we don't have that many Michelin-star restaurants, but we have really good restaurants. Mm-hmm. And people, I can ask you this question: when was the last time you went to the same restaurant? And how many times you have been to that restaurant? And honestly, you want to try something else because you're spending your money. So the challenge in this type of restaurants, or the challenge for me in Valle, is that I need to exceed your expectation. Because if I only fulfill your expectation, you're gonna have a great night. Yeah. You're gonna be like, yeah, it's good. Market into the next one. You're gonna talk really well about, but you're not gonna come back. So the challenge for me is that I need to exceed the expectation. I need to blow your mind because I need you to, wow, it was a great experience for the money that I paid, for what I got, how I felt. I want to come back, you know? But that's the challenge because when you come back, I need to exceed expectations again to make your return. And honestly, we have people that have been here in 5 years over 30 times. And that's a challenge. We already know their names. They are already friends, you know? Like we have the Salcidos. We have these ones, the Myers. Build your regulars, yeah. I mean, over 30 times. They have been here more than my mom. They have been here more than my own family. They have been here more than the owner, you know? So that people, every time they come, it's like we try to make something different. How can you keep doing it? Yeah. Exactly. So maybe now sit them there. And maybe for the second course, you're going to pass them to the chef table and we will give them the main courses there. And then maybe you make a jiggle and then put it back. But that's the challenge, you know? Or right now, you know what? Splash them champagne. Something different that they are like, but it's a challenge to make an experience for them every time they come. We have the Myers that they drive from Arizona. They stay in the hotel and dine here once a month. And they come to eat here because they like this place. They like the same table, they do. But for us, doesn't matter. We need to make it different. But that's the mindset, is coming every day and achieving that, you know. Play the Super Bowl. I'm not going to say you're going to win every night because you can have an off night. We're humans. I work with humans, with a lot of humans that in their life is happening a lot. And sometimes it's really, honestly, it's really old school to say, leave your problems outside of the door. Dude, come on, it's 2026.
Yeah.
Be human, right? But it's in me as chef to read my staff and understand they are having a bad night, they're having a bad day. I need you, but maybe in the back, supporting something that is not so essential.
Yeah.
I'll run the food, or I'll take the line, or I'll move my piece. It's a Super Bowl game. Move the freaking players around. Defense, offense is maybe it's a night of defense because we are all in the weeds. We are low on staff. There was a glitch on the system. We need to make it happen. It's defense.
Yeah.
You don't play to win. Play to the guests make a mistake. Maybe they arrive late, so you can have more time.
Just on the fly. Audible.
We don't allow last minute cancellations. Well, maybe that night is the night to allow it.
Yeah.
Play nice, reschedule, because you don't have enough staff to give them the best service. But it's a chess game. It's hard. It's tired.
It takes a lot out of you. But it sounds like you're leading from the front lines. And I have a question for you. Where did this mindset come from with you?
Whoa, this is a therapy session. Honestly, comes from child trying always to make proud of my parents, always looking the approbation until you realize that, dude, they are not even looking, and I just do it for you.
Yeah.
Now everything I do is for my kids, the situation is that I found late that I choose a trade as profession.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter how hard you push, you will never make it, It's not a sport. I'm not a basketball player that I will get a big check for the next 10 seasons. I got a Michelin plaque, and a check didn't come with it,
Yeah.
So in this trade, you need to always keep pushing. Why? Because there's new generations, there's new chefs, there's new trends. So in order to stay relevant, you need to keep pushing, always at the same level. So that's where the mindset comes. The mindset comes from, I like to live well, I like to eat well, I like to travel, I like to have my vacations. I like to have balance, but that's why when I'm working hard. And honestly, because, like I said, actually a couple of days ago, I was like, doctors like, you need to sleep 8 hours. I was like, dude, I don't have time. I don't have it. And then it's like, why everybody, like, they send you to sleep 8 hours. If you sleep 8 hours, that's a third part of the day, right? That means that a third part of your life gonna be sleeping. And in that moment, I realized, like, damn, I don't have that much time to sleep. I have a lot of things to do. I have 2 kids. I need to play with them. I like to do sports. I like to work. I would like to open more restaurants. And if I sleep 8 hours, I won't be able to do those things, Yeah. So sometimes I'm eating on the way from the cafeteria to the restaurant because I don't have 30 minutes to sit down. I prefer to do something. So that's the mindset for me. The mindset is that I want to achieve a lot of stuff, and I have not that much time. So
yeah, people don't realize how much stuff goes into running a restaurant. And I've never ran a restaurant or managed. I've done a little management experience, but like seeing the behind the scenes, it's so much, and the margins are so thin, and it's a risk.
Yes.
In everything we do, it's a risk. And I read that you were working as a corporate chef at a very professional job with security, 401k, serving celebrities, and that wasn't necessarily fulfilling you. And you decided to take a risk, take some of your money, and open up your first restaurant in, I believe it was around Pueblo?
No, the first restaurant was, in Puebla was before.
Okay.
Then I took this job at Sempra Energy.
Sempra. Yep.
So I was the corporate chef for San Diego Gas and Electric and Sempra Energy. I got married, and I was having a, how do you call, blue collar, white collar job?
White collar job, yeah.
So I was doing Monday to Friday, 8 to 3, nice benefits and everything, but I was not doing what I want, you know. In that moment I remember cooking for governor, you know.
Oh
The
yeah.
governor and I mean important people, Second and Ash Street there in the building. But again, I'm a cook. At the end, I decide this trade. I took this because I like to cook for people, and I was not cooking for people. Sometimes I was not cooking, and I quit. From one day to another one, I quit, and I started my own restaurant in Valle de Guadalupe that was alive for 13 years. I closed just last February
Wow.
to relocate the restaurant. But after 13 years there in Valle de Guadalupe, I mean, I was really happy now cooking and being there. And yes, I took my savings and
I guess my question for you with that is like that takes risk. I mean, we
Yes.
get like I have a comfortable bartending job
Yeah.
where I do well, and it's easy for us to fall into these traps of security.
yes.
But you had that, you had a family, and you said, I'm going to go out and try my own thing.
I think maybe I do believe in myself a little too much, and the thing there's always a chance to go back. You know, if I don't make it, I can go back. But that risk is nothing compared to the risk that I took coming to the U.S. Because 5 years ago, when they offered me Valle, well, they offered me as a consulting job. They only wanted me to design the menu, train their staff, open, charge, and go. They, they also they were going to.
And you were working at Malva at the time? You had Malva?
I had Malva.
Yeah.
Wait, I had Malva. I had a restaurant in Mexico City. I
Yeah.
have a pizza place in Ensenada, banquet company, my charcoal oven company,
Wow.
my own house in Mexico, way bigger than the house that I rent in the United States. Both of my kids in private school, my daughter in ballet and soccer classes, and my son in his own classes. Wife, brand new car, you know.
Yeah, you had a life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I left everything to come as an employee in Valle, to rent a house, really small, with an HOA that don't allow you to do anything, to put my kids on a public school, you know, without all those private classes, you know. But I really, really wanted to get a Michelin star. It was in my bucket list, and I knew that if I had this opportunity, because when they offer me the consulting job, I counter offer with hire me. I really want to get a Michelin star. So I just need to be where the Michelin star are being given to be able to get mine. The owners of this place were like, and what do we have to do? You just have to hire me. The whole job, the hard work comes from me, but I need to be there. And they were like, so are you willing to leave everything to come here?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, just give me a visa. I just need a work visa and a visa for my family, and the rest will me. And they were like, okay.
Wow.
So that why. And in these 5 years, I have learned a lot. And I have learned that every time I am in a comfort zone, I am uncomfortable. So what you saw this morning is because what else can we do? You know,
Yeah.
what else I can do in my time to do more, to bring more to the company, bring more to the team, bring more for me. You know, so that's the thing. I think there are people that don't feel comfortable in comfort zones, and we want to keep moving. So that's why the risks when I have to take. I mean, when I got the Michelin star, I remember turning to my wife and saying, "Hey, why we go to Finland?" And she was like, "Why you want to go to Finland?" It was like, I read that the level of education for kids is really good, and nobody knows there, and we can start from scratch, from zero, and you don't even speak the language. And I'm like,
Figure it
I'll
out.
learn it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they speak English. She was like, nah, I'm not going to Finland, you know. So that's for me the thing. I can grab my things and go. The beauty of this trade is that everybody eats.
Yeah.
Everybody eats, you know. And maybe I learned that from my dad. My dad is a mechanic, and everybody needs a mechanic. So you will always, doesn't matter AI how much grows,
Yeah.
AI won't cook. You know,
Yeah.
they might give you the recipe, but you need somebody to cook.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I feel certain of taking risks, because I know I can cook. At least I can boil water and put something there and it will cook.
I feel the same way with like time and entertainment. Like AI is not going to take a bartender, that personal relationship you have with me away at the bar. Like people are always going to look for human connection, and even more so with AI and things coming up. I guess I think sometimes I think there's a cap on how many years I can do what I do, but it's like how you get creative with the way you connect and entertain people.
Exactly.
Would you ever think about? You said Finland. I hear Japan has some of the best restaurant food in the world. Did that ever cross your mind?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Again, it's too far, and right now I have that. I mean, at the end is make everybody happy around me, and well, you don't want to go that far from family. You don't want to go that far from, and yeah, I am already far being here in San Diego, believe it or not. The whole culture has been so different, adapting to this country from that. So when you have a kids, you don't want to be messing with their life also that hard. Maybe if I was single, that was a different story.
Yeah.
I will be
Yeah.
jumping from one country to another country. You know what? I'm bored of Japan. Let's go to.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I was a kid. I moved around a lot too. I was in like 4 different school systems throughout like 1st to 12th grade. New England. I used to bartend in New York City, New Jersey. I've been out here, and there's 2 things that come from that. The first thing is it's tough to like build, connection and relationships when you're constantly moving around.
Exactly.
But the other side is you do get to experience culture from so many different types of environments.
Yeah.
The New York City restaurant scene compared to the Southern California restaurant scene is so different. And there is this richness that you get with that, So I try to always think about that. Do you, in terms of like culture, do you feel that you need to prove Mexican food can be at the Michelin level?
Yeah, and actually this was a conversation that I have over the weekend at Pebble Beach with another chef that has a Mexican restaurant. And I think that, having now the Michelin guy in Mexico, I think is helping to give a different idea and perspective of what high-end Mexican food is, right? Because the world's most famous Mexican food is tacos, right?
Yeah.
However, there's a lot of food in Mexico. Mexico is one of the richest countries in gastronomy in the world.
Yeah.
We can compete with any other country because we have so many regions that you don't eat the same in the north than in the south, that in the northeast, that in the west. Different ingredients, and that sometimes is not shown in the Mexican restaurants in the United States or in the world, right? We always, or most of the restaurants always play safe in their offers. Why? Because it's the food that you can get on those resorts that you go in Cancun, Cabo,
Yeah,
and exactly. But Mexico is richer than that, and that's why here, for example, in Valle, I know the Michelin star was not going to fall right away because even Mexicans that sometimes come to dine here, I put ingredients on the table and the first reaction is like, this is not Mexico. This is not Mexican. And then comes the explanation about the exact region, the small town where that recipe was created. And now with the phone, they Google everything to see if you're right.
Yeah, right? It's almost like, yeah, dude, I am right.
So,
check it out.
So no, and that's the thing. The thing is that I'm not gonna put anything in the menu that is not real.
Yeah.
So I think that the new Mexican restaurants in the United States or in the world that doing contemporary Mexican cuisine are helping a lot to see Mexico with different eyes. And there are finally more and more restaurants, and maybe Valle and myself are helping other Mexican cooks to encourage to open this type of restaurants. You have at least now around the United States 10, 12, 15 Mexican restaurants with contemporary Mexican cuisine that you go there and you won't get an enchilada,
Yeah. So you kind of grew up in the restaurant in that old school mentality.
Yes.
And the way the kitchens are run and restaurants are run today has completely changed.
Oh, dude. Yeah. So look, this is a great. The other day, I was talking with a friend, and now, with all this situation with Noma,
Yeah.
and other restaurants, the situation is that we were taught, we were trained to be chefs in that old school way, right? I was heated, I was pushed, I was yelled out, I was discriminated, and the thing is, for me, that was the way. Actually, when I went to France and I saw that, I fall in love. I was like, whoa, this is my world,
Yeah.
And that's why I choose this path. Life has changed, and that's how they train me to train. But now, if I want to stay in business without lawsuits, without all this situation, you need to be different as chef. But nobody taught us how. And from one end you have HR, from the other one hand you have corporate, from the other hand you have, the staff.
Yeah, their
young
mindset,
staff,
their
their
feelings,
mindset,
yeah,
exactly.
empathy.
And exactly. But nobody, and the same happened as that, as parent.
Yeah.
I was raised with my parents with a belt in their hand.
Yeah.
And dude, honestly, I don't remember how many times I was slammed, or punished or that. I have 2 kids. I have never put a hand on them. Even a belt, forget about it, But nobody taught me how to raise kids because they raised me in a different way. So as chef, as parent, we need to cure ourselves first in the same process that we are teaching and parenting. So yes, I think we will know if we're doing the correct thing in the future, if we have healthy kids and happy kids, and if we have a healthy restaurant and we are growing chefs,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's right now where we are. We are letting behind all those vices
Yeah.
that I agree they are not the best, but at the end also the profession suffer a moment of trending that took a lot of people into this trade without the passion needed, and of course they don't put the interest and make a lot of make us the frustration on the chefs is really big sometimes when you come really early and put a lot of love and work, etc., and they don't care, but that's when you need to realize, hey, before going to hit somebody or jail or whatever, sit down, talk with them,
Take a breath.
but also it's like, hey, let's see where you are, and maybe make them realize that, hey, this is not what you want. You don't want to be here. Do you really want to be a cook?
Yeah.
And the thing is, in this country, and especially in San Diego, in the past 15 years, so many culinary schools have closed. There used to be the Arts Institute. There used to be Cordon Bleu. There used to be, you can name it.
Yeah.
And now there's only, I think, Mesa College. And if you want to be a cook, there's only a couple schools that they are not in a level of a Culinary Institute of America, or they don't have this degree, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to find these young people correctly trained.
Yeah.
It would be lovely, and that's my belief. When they offer me this place, I was like, oh, I'm gonna hire only CIA graduates. No, nobody
happen.
came to apply. Of course. Why? Because around me there are not culinary schools. Around me there are not, and that's the thing with both worlds, front of the house and back of the house. In the United States, there's no schools to be servers.
Yeah.
In France, there are.
Oh.
In Mexico, there are. But also, we see hospitality as a profession. And here in the United States, sometimes this is the last choice job. I'm gonna be a server. I'm gonna be a cook while I finish my nursery studies, while I am discovered as a model, while I'm discovered as a singer, while I'm discovered as an actor, as a side job to be doing something, you know.
Yeah.
And in Mexico, no, or in France or in Spain. In Mexico, we have generations of family working in the same restaurant, you know, as, you know, the server assistant is the grandson, and the server is the son, and the captain or maitre d' is the grandfather. Because they make good money, because they like what they do, they have passion for hospitality, and the same happen in the restaurants. We cook at home, so for us it's easy to, they always, I mean, they raise us as do what you like and you will be happy. I like to cook, so I go to culinary school.
Yeah.
There's so many culinary schools in the country of Mexico that you can choose depending your budget. You can go to an expensive one or a really cheap one. You can go to the government school, you know, the public school, for culinary school. So, and same as server. But in the US, the hospitality world normally is, I was not picked at my school, I didn't like what I study, but I'm not passionate about. So I think in order to be good in something and avoid the frustration of your managers and that, you need to be enjoying what you're doing, you know?
I think I found that it's my school, like you said, I never went to hospitality school, bartending school. How I've grown in this industry is by observation, and is by being inquisitive, and is by looking at what top people do, whether that's the best person that I work with, or that it's like the top bartender, the top chef, the top restaurant in San Diego, and going and sitting and observing and watching how they move. And it really falls on us.
Yeah.
Like if we want to grow, I've come from schools where they're not going to coach you or teach you. You can work around me, you can pick up what you want.
Of course.
And like it's like I feel like sometimes the answers for us, I've never worked in the back of house. But at least in the front of house, the answers are there. And it's like, can we pick up on that and see it and like try to, it's not about copying or taking, but it's like, it's almost like, it's like you become what you work around.
Yeah.
So I try to surround myself by good people, go to good restaurants, go with good people, and you can come in. Oh, they're filming. I think they're just filming. Yeah, that's fine. You guys are welcome to come in. We're just hanging out.
Pásenle.
Totally fine. But yeah, it's a weird, like you said, you know, maybe in some of the other countries in Mexico, they have those schools, and I know they do exist, like the CIA here in New York City. But it's like for most of us, it's weird to try to figure that out. I don't know. There's not much coaching, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I like talking to you.
No,
and
and that's, for example, I don't think I'm that old, but I do have some generations now under me.
Yeah.
That would love to hear how and maybe an idea of how they can keep growing. Because a lot of times you go to university, if you go to culinary school, and you think they're going to give you everything to succeed in life. No, my friend. They're going to give you the basic stuff, how to boil water, how to peel a potato. But like you said, what I received from university versus the cook that I am is, I mean, I was eating books. I was watching videos. I mean, reading about it, working so I start working same day I start going to university, and I start as a busser in a bar.
Yeah.
For me, it was really important to know every position if I one day wanted to be the big boss. And this is something that my parents taught me, you know. You want to be a chef, you need to start washing dishes. I was blessed, and I can tell you this. I have never been a dishwasher, but it's not because I didn't want to, but it's because when I went to France, I went and knocked in a Michelin-starred restaurant, and I say, hello, I am Mexican. I want to learn. I'm okay starting as a dishwasher. And luckily for me, there was 2 dishwashers, so the position was not open, but they needed a commis. So they needed an apprentice in the kitchen. So I started as commis. And I was blessed because maybe if I started as a dishwasher, maybe I will be discouraged and didn't continue.
Yeah.
So I started as a commis, and I started turning potatoes, turning carrots, and wow, it was a nightmare in that time until you start challenging yourself and making it faster and making it prettier, etc., and seeing the other people how they were like
competing with your coworkers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, a lot of people sometimes is like, oh, I start from the bottom. I honestly, for me, it has the same value if you start from the bottom or if you start from the top, because I mean, some people have privilege, and that's they are not guilty for that. I mean, I was able to go to culinary school. Why a cook that started as a dishwasher has more like, it's dude. For me, it's the same. At the end, is how good you are in the moment and how hard you push, but also the legacy leaving behind. Okay, you start as a dishwasher. How much people you train as to stay as a dishwasher, and how many people you have bring with you all the way up. So for me, it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you are now and what are you leaving behind, right?
As you, as the leader of this restaurant, like, is there certain things that you look at and try to, help people grow at different levels back here?
So I always tell my staff, again, I think it's a big kitchen, and you identify which cook is here to learn and which cook is here just for the paycheck.
That's a good point.
So I always tell the staff, I'm as good teacher as you are a good student. If you're willing, I'll take you all the way with me. But if you don't care, I'm not gonna waste my time because I have a lot of things to do,
Yeah.
And I get it. You're here for your paycheck. Just peel these potatoes. Happy. 8 hours. Go home. If you are eager to learn, I have a trip. I'll take you with me. I'm going out to an event. I'll take you with me. I'll show you my world. I'll connect you. You're done here. You spend here 6 months, 1 year. You want to keep growing. I will get you a job. I will call that chef and ask him, hey, do you have a position for this person? And they will hire you on the spot because I am calling. So that's, for me, the way of being grateful for the work that you put in this restaurant and now keep growing, right? Or promoting you, or, again, that's the beauty of the kitchen that is like in the military. There's so many ranks.
Yeah.
The only rank that I won't give you is mine. But
that's a good point.
However, I would love to partner with you, and let's open your restaurant. I cannot give you my job, but let's get your restaurant. Let's put a restaurant, and I have cooks that I have helped to put their own restaurant. Maybe I lend money, maybe I partner with them,
Yeah.
But at the end for me is like, if you put the time in my dream, in my restaurant, I'll put my time, my effort in your restaurant. But that's for me the way of being for that people that really, really want to learn,
Yeah, it's like being able to identify that.
Exactly.
It's making me reflect on my career and like how I've gone through it and things like that. And yeah, I think for me personally, it started out as a paycheck. I was somebody who, it fell into it. I never wanted it to be a career, but it's now becoming, as the years go on, it is becoming your career. And I've recently had to switch my mindset on how I do my job and push myself.
Of course. I mean, at the end, we need to pay checks. We need to pay. We need to make the end of the month. However, because that's the thing, my parents always like, do what you like and you're never going to work. Choose a profession that you really enjoy and you will never work. They lie to me because I work 12, 14 hours every day, but I am happy and I enjoy and I don't mind. Sometimes it's midnight and I'm still here and I know I need to go home because I have a family, but I'm okay here, I am happy. I am happy putting the hours into my job. That's the difference sometimes. And maybe I was blessed in finding really young what I am passionate and I love to do, because I was able to start young and I was able to keep learning. And maybe when I have friends that they realize really long after their period when they have to choose, what they really like. Maybe they are already in their second career, they are jumping from one job to another one. And I turn myself and say, wow, I was blessed to know since I was young what I really like, you know. And that's the thing. At home, the plan was always like do what you like, right? And with my kids, I work a little different. For me, it's like I want them happy. Do what makes you happy, you know. So it not necessarily needs to be a profession, because that's the reality now. The reality now is that you don't need a degree to make it in life.
It's very true.
You need to be happy. If what you do makes you happy, money will come behind. But money is important. Maybe you can start with that thing that you really like as a side job,
Yeah.
because in the meantime you need to pay your checks. But once that thing that really likes start making money, maybe you can leave the sidekick and work on this thing full time. So that's the beauty of nowadays with all this technology and everything going
It's
so fast.
incredible, yeah.
Yes.
I think it's like making that transition. It's scary and challenging for some of us, and that's sort of like where I'm at, where a lot of people are at. Is like, you know, I'm in my mid-30s. Like, can you pull it off? And it's like it's a gamble, like at like starting a restaurant, or anything else. Maybe there's a lot less risk with this, but yeah, going for it and trying to find, you know, with the social media, the podcasting, the creativity. I
Yeah.
saw you doing shoots. It's
Yeah.
a reality.
Look, we were born with the no. So just go for the yes. If you don't try, you know. So for me it's like that. That's I have the no. I had the no already. I was like, I'll go for the yes, you know. I remember these even when you start dating, you know. You start dating, or you going to the, well, in my time was discos, right? You go to discos, the beautiful lady there, you know. It's like, oh, I remember one of my best friends, and he was like, hey, I like that one, and I was like, just go talk to her. And my friend was like, no, she's not gonna talk to me. And I was like, how do you know that? No, she's really pretty. And I was, maybe she likes ugly people, dude.
It's true.
He went, he talked to her, they're married. See? If he didn't go for the yes, he was born with the no. Yes, my friend is not that pretty.
Yeah.
He has really great feelings, but you know, like sentiments. But I was like, dude, go for it. And for me, that's it. You know, sometimes it was like, yeah,
Yeah, that's in the wedding speech. Went for maybe she likes ugly guys or something like that. No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
well, I didn't give that speech, but for me was and again, I mean, when he was like, hey, I'm getting married, I was like, remember this situation? Yeah, but I'm not that ugly. I'm like, what? but that's for me the situation. If you don't try it, dude.
Yeah, you got to shoot. Got to
Yeah.
shoot. Always shoot. And I found that like the constant attempts that we take, like you get those fails out of the way, and it's like being able to be comfortable with taking those L's and taking those fails, and like you're learning, oh, that didn't really work. That joke that I tried at the
Exactly.
bar, you know, it's like as a stand-up comedian. Yeah.
But you say shoot, and I always say, because here we have this situation. A lot of restaurants in this level, they're every night looking for Michelin inspectors. They are always hunting for the Michelin inspector. Who is the Michelin inspector?
Yeah.
To treat them better than the rest, or to take better attention, put attention, and so they go hunting with a rifle.
Yeah.
I changed that mindset here. We don't look into the reservations, and I changed the rifle for a shotgun. It's
Shoot.
easier to hit.
Yeah. When you do it with
So-
this everything. Yeah,
so
yeah.
here is like treat everybody as the inspector. You have 10 guests, 15 guests, 20 guests, 50 guests. Everybody's an inspector.
Yeah.
You will hit it.
Yeah. Keep that consistency.
In life, is the same. Shoot to everything. You will hit it once, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't play lotto every time there's a lot of money there. I play lotto sometimes where there's only 20 millions. What if I hit it? I didn't have them, you know? But a lot of people play lotto only when the freaking, you know,
Yeah.
bank is big. In my head, it's like, I charge gasoline, I play lotto.
Yeah, it's like everything is like all encompassing with the shots and the gambles and the risks and the failures that we take.
Exactly.
You know, whether it's the kitchen or the podcast, you creative work or bartending or waiting tables, designing a cocktail program, designing a restaurant. Yeah, it's like as years go on, I realize that more.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm in my mid-30s and it's like, yeah, it's like, you know, asking a girl out on a date or pitching somebody to come on your podcast, or it's like, yeah, you develop this sense of like, you get like like this bank of data. I don't know if that makes, you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that age is knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's
Wisdom.
exactly. And it's hard because the more you know, the more old you are. But it's okay. It's part of the game.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's yeah. But well, I just have a couple more questions for you.
Sure.
I appreciate this so far. Just in terms of like, you know, it seems like you do have this mindset of giving back to the people who work for you and things like that. Like, you know, instead of just the recipes, like, what are some of the kinds of people you want to come out of your kitchen when it's all said and done?
Good humans at the end, you know, people that understand that balance is a thing, and it's hard. That's the situation. You're looking for passionate people to work with you, and sometimes they are over passionate and they don't make a life outside of the kitchen, right? And for me, it's really important to make them understand that there's a life after the kitchen, you know, and there's a life after whatever you accomplish inside these four walls. So it's always trying to help them to balance, you know. It's like, hey, take the day off. No. Hey, we got this. Take the day off. Hey, it's coming a slow season. Plan your vacations. Give me the days you're out. No. I need you out, you know.
Yeah.
And believe me, not all the chefs are like, hey, take a day off. Hey, take. Before giving a day off, they take a day off. So here is not. It's like, take the day off, clear your mind. So that's for me. It's like, hey, take care of your kids, take care of your family. How's your mom? You know, take care of your mom. Hey, my mom is sick. Go see her. You know, at the end,
family's important.
I mean, we will stretch the service, but go see your mom. You know, so that's for me. If because I need them well from here, and from here. You know, Otherwise, they won't perform when I need them to perform. And these are high-speed machines. These are Formula One cars. They need to be dialed in, you know. This is not they are not off-road cars. No, this is not like that.
Yeah.
They need, but also, if they are correctly tuned, they can go from 0 to 60 just with one ticket out of the machine. And if they are not well balanced, one ticket come out, we have a rush time, and they are in the weeds, and bad service comes. So at the end is, if I help them to be balanced out there, they will help have balance here, you know.
Yeah, it's meant so much is mental.
And at the end, for me, I want them to have their own restaurant. Every cook here, my dream will be. I mean, no matter how much time you spend with me, but I would like them to be their own bosses, to be the chef of their own brigades, you know. That will be like a dream come true, you know.
Is there anything next for Chef Roberto Alcocer?
No, that's something that I have. I'm in peace because since I got the Michelin star, it's a funny thing. Before the Michelin star, when I arrived to the United States, all the boss of Valle, and a lot of people approach offering different type of restaurants and projects. And
Hey, ¿le pueden decir a Chase que pase?
And since the Michelin star, the offers and the proposals stop. I don't know if these business people believes that I am expensive now or I don't want to. So since that happened,
Andrea, ¿le puedes decir a Chase que pase?
so since the Michelin star, those offers, that people stop approaching. So I'm in peace now. I am focused here, and that's the situation. The situation is that it's easy sometimes to do something new, you know, because the press, everybody,
caught up in it.
the journalist is like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
But because Valle is kind of like old, you know. I mean, it's like, what's next? But that's the easy thing. The easiest thing is to go and open something new, something fresh. No? The hardest thing is to keep this thing and make it relevant, or keep it relevant and take it to the next star, you know. The easiest thing for me will be, I'm a Michelin star now. so I can just yeah, pasen, do your thing. Like if we were not here, do your thing.
We're good.
So the easiest thing will be opening something else. No, the hard thing is keep buyer relevant, keep it at their level, get that second star, keep pushing, keep evolving here. And that's right now where I am. So my head right now is here, trying to get that second star, of course retaining one, but also in this economic scenario is being sustainable as a restaurant. We need to make break even every month or achieve revenue, and that's where the mind is right now, because it's not an easy economy situation right now.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Chef Roberto.
No, thank you.
Appreciate you.
I really enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I wish you the best. I hope another 30 at least or more, and honestly really really happy to have you, and I wish you the best.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
No, appreciate you.
Good
Thank
job.
you. No, thank
It
you.
was a good job. Yeah. That was awesome. We got
Thank
some
you.
really good stuff, and I appreciate you putting yourself out there.
No,
talking
I
about,
mean,
like the personal stuff and
that's the same thing I do here, so I cannot do anything else that I don't know, you know.
yeah.
That's why I'm not in the TV. I don't know how to.
Well, it looks like you're doing a good job earlier.
Oh
you
no,
know?
that was pictures just to sell Airbnb experience.
Okay. Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
when I went to Mexico, I was telling you, when I went to Mexico to this restaurant, I saw these people coming into the kitchen and starting doing tacos, tortillas, and I went to the chef and was like, "What is this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's an Airbnb experience." What's that? And it's like, "Oh, I charge for everybody, for each person, and I show them how to do 3-4 stuff, and then I give them a small lunch, and then they go."
Yeah.
And I was like, no. Oh, this guy is doing almost 3 hours. I'm in Oceanside. It's a touristic place. I'm inside a hotel. I can do it.
That's a quick grab. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
I was
dope.
like, so that's what the photo shoot. Pásale, Sheena, you can come in. Oliver, ¿no lo pusiste en el grupo? Thank you. It's okay.
Yeah, it's like getting creative. That's a really unique, creative thing to try to make money on.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So it's before the opening, and if I can do it
Why not?
4 days a week, because I don't want to do it on Saturdays because it's my busy day. But if I can do, there's 52 weeks. You know,
That's a huge difference. Yeah.
I mean, it will help the revenue.
Yeah, So
You
it's so
know?
funny because when I'm at Stout, it's so old school.
Yeah.
It's like these guys don't change. We don't market. We don't do anything, and it's been around for 19 years. The owners are working it full time. You know, they're there every day. We're 6 of us in the front of house.
Yeah.
Very small.
Yeah.
But so I kind of come from that, type of environment.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's different. And here is the same, because this is the only Michelin-starred Hyatt in the United States. You know, this is the only restaurant inside a Hyatt with a Michelin star. In a country that is the most powerful country in the world, in a chain of hotels that have over 1,400 hotels.
Yeah.
You know? So that's where my help comes. Kind of like, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? Maybe we can. And the thing is, right now we're just taking the photo shoot, trying to set up an idea on how to market, this
How to market.
experience.
Yeah.
But we need so we're setting up the account, pictures, what type of experience, price range, because at the end I want them to be sold.
Yeah.
I just don't want it as an offer there that never people buy,
Yeah.
So that's why, I mean, the 4 people that was there, it's 2 from the sales department from weddings, and 2 wedding planners, So I just went and asked them, hey, can you be my models? And the person taking the photo shoot, she's my PR marketing thing, It's her camera. So it's like, let's play, let's see what we get. And if we like it, if we start seeing, then maybe we can have a professional photo shoot. But in the meantime, let's just start with that.
It's like play, create. Yeah. I gotta make
Exactly.
tests. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, same
So
thing.
we'll see.
That's what all these episodes are, if I'm being honest. It's like,
But once it's ready, let me know so we can boost it. We have a newsletter, and I record a podcast with Troy Johnson long
I
time
listened
ago.
to that. Yeah.
So and so he put it, and then like months later we put it on our newsletter and got another hit. So happy to do that also.
It's like the way I look at this whole process is less about getting high numbers. I try to genuinely just create good conversation
Exactly.
that people can look at.
Yep.
Because like you said, there's so many aspects selling the podcast.
Exactly.
It's like I'm one man guy. I do all the editing. It's no AI or
No,
any of
I
that
like
stuff.
the idea. There's a podcast that I listen a lot that looks a lot like yours. High Performance.
High performance. I'll check that out.
Check it out. It's based in London, and it's this type of conversations with different type of professions.
Yeah.
But they do really shows you the mindset of these minds in the world. Like this guy interview Formula One people, basketball players,
Top athletes.
top
Yeah.
athletes.
Yeah, I'm interested.
But top entrepreneurs also. Directors of the F1 teams, and at the end I think it's more helpful sometimes, and it's easier to just listen a podcast for 1 hour than read a freaking book. You
Seriously.
don't have time to read a book.
You can condense everything
Exactly.
in. And I think what you're saying, like the mindsets of those athletes and entrepreneurs is like working in restaurant, you develop that business brain.
Yep.
It's entrepreneurship.
Yep.
You as a chef, this is a business now.
Yes.
The podcast can turn into a business, and it's very similar.
No, I wish you.
It's competitive.
I wish you that,
Yeah.
honestly. Well, thank
So,
you.
Thank you. I really
No,
appreciate you.
let me
Yeah.
know. Let me know when do you think you're gonna have it ready?
Definitely within a week. Thank you to Chef Roberto Alcocer and the entire team at Valle for welcoming me into your restaurant and giving people a look inside what you and your team have built. That was an incredible experience, being able to sit down with you in your kitchen and share this conversation with everybody. If you'd like to visit Valle, you can find them in Oceanside, California, 1 block from the Oceanside Pier. You can follow them on Instagram at Valle Oceanside and at Alcocer Roberto. Be sure to support what they're doing. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at wellness_on the rocks. And if you're ever in downtown San Diego, come visit me behind the bar at Stout Public House. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and let us know what you thought of the episode.